So I spent $400 on 2 tickets to see Abraham Hicks in San Diego in the early 2000s. And I sat in the second row right behind Louise Hay, who was the publisher of Hay House and author herself. Really cool lady, if you don't know her. And I had my notebook ready, prepared to finally crack the code of manifestation. And you know what happened? I manifested absolutely nothing for about the next 3 months. And that's not entirely true. I manifested a lot of confusion, some frustration, and a really good, extensive notebook with what apparently works for other people, except for me, having to do with manifestation. Here's what nobody really tells you about Abraham Hicks' Law of Attraction teachings. They're brilliant. The concepts, they're life-changing. They work for me. But there's a massive gap between understanding what she calls the vortex and actually getting into it every single day. I watched the videos. I felt inspired. I understood what alignment was and vibration, emotional guidance, all of it. But then I go back to my regular life and think, wait, how do I actually do this? And that's when I discovered the missing piece. And I'm going to go through that with you. And it changed everything for me. That missing piece was meditation, guided meditation. And not just any time, but a specific way of using meditation to turn Abraham's, theories into daily practice. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I use this method to manifest so many things I'd always wanted, including my dream car. Not a big deal, but it was cool. Moving across the country to San Diego, huge deal. And increasing my income year after year and so many other things. Having to do with relationships, all kinds of good stuff. So let's dive in. My name is Gavin Weber. I've been following Abraham Hicks almost, well over 20 years now. And I first discovered them in the hit movie, The Secret. And honestly, I thought it was a little weird at first. I mean, who is Abraham? Why is Esther channeling a non-physical entity? Like, what was that all about? But then I listened to the teaching. It's something clicked. I had devoured every book, asking it as given, money in the law of attraction, the vortex. I watched, it seemed like, a million videos. I attended workshops. I even started a meetup group in San Diego that grew to about 40 to 50 people at the very end. We'd meet once a month. And you could say, I was kind of a fan. And here's the thing. I did manifest some incredible things using their teachings. I manifested my dream car. It was a Lexus ES350 at the time, with every single detail exactly as I wanted it. More on that later. It's a cool story. I upgraded, the wheels and the sound system. I manifested moving to Indianapolis, to San Diego from Indianapolis. Had no money, no logical way to make it happen. Manifested like doubling my income year after year for a long time. And here's what I learned the hard way. Abraham Hicks gives you the what and the why, but applying the how was always much harder for me. And that's where meditation came in for me. And I hope it does for you. And I'll tell you. And let me tell you the story how I figured this out. I was living in Indianapolis, real estate agent, young kids, bills falling from the sky. I was stressed out. And I was watching Abraham, videos all the time, listening to a lot of their CDs back then, feeling inspired. And then, yes, I'm going to be getting in the vortex. And then tomorrow I'd wake up or the next day, check my phone, see my bank account, feel the stress, and boom, I'm out of the vortex or I even brush my teeth. I'd spend the whole day trying to think positive while simultaneously worrying about money and clients and how was I going to pay my bills and whether I was doing this manifestation thing right or wrong. You could probably relate. And that's when I realized I didn't have a tool. I had information, but no daily practice. So I started experimenting with meditation, like Wayne Dyer stuff, Joe Dispenza stuff, and not just sitting there trying to clear my mind, but using meditation as the vehicle to then actually apply what Abraham Hicks taught. And that's when everything shifted. That's what this video is about. I'm going to, talk about the Abraham Hicks teaching and what I did through a daily practice that works. And here's the problem I see with so many people who follow Abraham, and I was guilty of this too. They watch the videos, they feel amazing for an hour, maybe two, but then they go back to their old vibration. That was me. And back to focusing on what they don't want, back to feeling a lack of, abundance. And instead of how they really want to feel it. And I call this emotional inconsistency. You can't manifest a place of lack. You can't. You have to stay in a high vibration, but that's really hard to do all day, every day, when life is well liked, And here's the other issue: passive consumption. People consume Abraham content like it's Netflix, right? They binge the videos, they feel good, but they don't have a daily practice. They don't have a tool to actually get into alignment every single morning. That's most people. That was me. It's like watching cooking shows and wondering why you're still hungry. That's the gap. And that's exactly what meditation solves. So here's what I'm going to teach you in this video. First, I'm going to break down the key Abraham Hicks concepts. So, you really need to understand these: the law of attraction, the vortex, vibrational match, emotional guidance system, and more. But I'm going to make them very practical, not just theoretical, like you can really get the grasp of. Second, I'm going to show you exactly how to use meditation to get into the vortex daily, stay in alignment, even when life gets extremely chaotic, which that's what makes the difference. And finally, I'm going to share my personal manifestation stories, a little bit more about the car, it's fun, the move to San Diego, the income increases, and show you the exact meditation process I use. And by the end of this video, you'll have clear, actionable system to make Abraham Hicks' law of attraction work in your daily life. Crystal clear. So let's start with the key concepts, all right? Let's break down the core teachings of what she really brings. And I'm going to keep this very simple because Abraham can kind of get a little esoteric and we want practical here. So concept one, the law of attraction. This is the foundation. Like attracts like. I know you've heard this. Whatever you focus on, you attract. Whatever vibration you're sending out, that's what comes back to you. If you're focused on lack, you attract more lack. If you're focused on abundance, you attract more abundance, right? It's a simple concept, but it's not that easy to apply. And because here's what happens. You wake up, you want abundance, but then you check your bank account, you see some bills and think, crap, I don't have enough money to pay those bills. Or it might look different for you. And now you're vibrating at the frequency of lack. That's where meditation comes in. Meditation is the tool that helps you focus on what you want instead of what you don't have. Concept two, the vortex. Abraham talks about getting into the vortex all the time. And when I first heard this, I thought, what the heck is the vortex? Is this some kind of spiritual tornado? And here's what it actually means. The vortex is the state of pure positive energy. It's alignment with source. It's a space where everything you already want already exists, right? And when you're in the vortex, you feel good. You feel alive. You feel like everything is working out. You're at a high vibration. And when you're out of the vortex, you feel resistance. You feel stuck. You feel disconnected. So the goal is simple. Get in the vortex and stay there. And then meditation, in my opinion, is the fastest way to get there. It's what has worked the best for me. I'll go into that more. But concept three, vibrational match. Here's the key that most people miss. You have to be a vibrational match to what you want. If you want abundance, you have to vibrate at the frequency of abundance. They'll like to, attracts like, you can't vibrate at the frequency of lack and expect abundance to show up. They're opposite. If you want love, you have to vibrate at the frequency of love. You can't vibrate at the frequency of loneliness and expect your soulmate to knock at your door. And this is where most people get stuck. They want something, but they're vibrating at the frequency of not having it. It's not a match. They want money, but they're constantly thinking, I don't have enough money. I get so related. It's hard to even go through this. They want a relationship, but they're constantly thinking, I'm so lonely. Meditation helps you shift your vibration. It helps you feel the emotions of having what you want before you have it. And that's vibrational match. That's the secret. Concept four, emotional guidance system. I love this. Abraham Hicks teaches that your emotions are your guidance system. If you feel good, you're in alignment. If you feel bad, you're out of alignment. That's a pretty simple way to say it, right? Your job is to have and move up the emotional scale from fear to hope, from anger to acceptance, from frustration to peace. And the ultimate goal is joy, appreciation, love. Because when you're in those emotions, you're in the vortex and you have to know the difference. You're a vibrational match to everything you want. Meditation's the tool then that helps you move up the emotional scale consistently. It's not about forcing yourself to think positive when you feel terrible. It's about gently guiding yourself up the scale, one emotion at a time. So how does meditation actually help you apply, these teachings? And let me break it down in 5 ways so you can really get this clarity. Number 1, meditation, it gets you in the vortex. Every morning, you sit down and meditate. You focus on appreciation. You feel gratitude. You visualize what you want. There's a lot of different things you can do with like guided meditation. And within 10 to 15 minutes, you're in the vortex. You're at a high vibration. You're aligned. That's your starting point for the day, which means everything. And you're not trying to get into the vortex at 3 p.m. after a stressful meeting. You're starting there so you can continue there. Number 2, meditation helps you focus on what you want. Most people spend all day thinking about what they don't want, what they're afraid of, what's going wrong. But meditation, you intentionally focus on what you do want. You see it, you feel it, you live it in your mind. That's how you shift, your vibration. Number 3, meditation helps you feel as if it's already done. This is critical. You can't manifest from a place of wanting. You have to manifest from a place of having. In meditation, you don't visualize, I want this. You visualize, I have this. You feel the emotions of already living in your dream house, already driving your dream car, whatever it looks like for you, already having the income you desire, the relationship you want. You feel it as it already happened because in another parallel reality, it has. That's the vibrational map. That's what brings it into your reality. Number 4, meditation helps you prepay your day. Abraham talks about segment intending, one of my favorite things, planning out your day energetically before it happens. In meditation, you can do this exactly. You see your day unfolding perfectly. You feel yourself in alignment. During meetings, conversations, events, you pre-plan the energy. And then you go live it. I do this every morning. I see my day going smoothly. I feel calm and confident and visualize it. And you know what? Most days, my days go way better when I do this, and I love it. Number 5, meditation keeps you consistent. Here's the biggest benefit. Meditation gives you a daily practice. You're not just consuming Abraham or manifesting or a law of attraction content and hoping to stay in alignment. You're actively getting into the vortex every single morning. Consistency. It's what is going to create results and have you have an elevated vibration level. And let me give you 3 real, quick examples of how meditation helped me manifest using many of, Abraham's teachings. Number 1, I know it's just a car, but my dream car, the one that was already sold. This was the first of big manifestations I'd had with Abraham. I was a real estate agent in Indianapolis, and I wanted a Lexus ES350, not just any ES350. It was this black, gorgeous one. It was decked out, upgraded wheels, premium sound system, like a Bose. It was actually Bunsen, I think. And then, had everything I wanted. I didn't have the money for this car. It's way out of my price range in a lot of ways, but I found a picture of the exact one I wanted. And every single morning, I'd sit down and meditate. I would visualize myself driving my car. I would feel the steering wheel in my hand. I would see myself pulling into the driveway. I would feel the pride and joy of having it. Now, I didn't visualize, I want this car. I visualized, I have this car. I'm driving it. I did this for months. And here's what happens. I went to the dealership to buy a car, and there it was, the exact one I wanted, sitting in the showroom. I'd actually had some big sales. Perfect. But it was already sold, the one I wanted. So I settled for a different one. It was fine, but honestly, it wasn't wholly the one I wanted. There was still a part of me thinking, I want that one in the showroom. I want that one. And that's the one. The next day, I came back to finalize everything. And then the salesperson said, hey, that car you wanted in the showroom, they backed out and became available. Do you want that one instead? You bet. I got that exact car down to every single detail, everything I'd visualized. That's the law of attraction working. That's the power of feeling it as already done. It wasn't like what was possible. I created it. Number 2, manifesting the move to San Diego when I had no money. This one still blows my mind. I was living in Indianapolis. My kids were young. We didn't have, a ton of money to move across the country. I had no job lined up in San Diego. It was nuts. No logical reason to think this could actually happen, but we wanted to live there. That was our dream. We could see it. We could feel it. Every morning I would do a meditation where I visualized living in San Diego. I'd see myself jogging downtown. I'd feel the sun on my face. I'd picture my family at the beach and we were playing. I didn't just visualize it. I felt it. I felt the gratitude of already living there. I felt the joy. I elevated my emotions to match that reality. I did this every single day. And within a year, I was living in San Diego. Now, did I just sit on my couch and meditate and magically teleport to California? No. Opportunity showed up, doors open, things aligned in ways I could have never planned. It was crazy. And that's not luck. That's alignment. That's staying in the vortex through meditation or whichever way he or she teaches. But I just think meditations are a great way that worked for me. Number 3, income manifestation year after year. I've used this method to manifest significant income increases year after year. Every morning, I meditate on abundance. I'd see money flowing to me easily. I'd feel what it felt like. I have the income I wanted. And here's the key. I didn't meditate on, I want more money, like I said before. Meditated on, it's done. I am the abundant. I am wealthy. Money flows to me easily and naturally. That's the vibrational map. And my outer reality watched my inner, or just matched it with a vibration. And year after year, my income increased. Power of combining Abraham's teachings with daily meditation, life-changing. So how do you actually apply this in your own life? Here's the daily, practice I recommend. About, every morning, 10 to 15 minutes. Appreciation segment, like 2 to 3 minutes, start with appreciation, feeling grateful for something you already have. This gets you into the vortex immediately. I usually start with something simple. I'm grateful for this coffee. I'm grateful for this quiet morning. I'm grateful for my health, grateful for my family. Step 2, get into the vortex. 2 to 3 minutes, really focus on feeling good. Raising your vibration, connect with source energy, feel aligned. You can do this by focusing on your breath, feeling love in your heart, or just sitting in appreciation. And this is what the meditation is going to help you do naturally. Step 3, visualize what you want as if it's already done. 5 to 7 minutes. See yourself living your desired reality. Don't visualize, I want this, visualize, have this, see it in vivid detail. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What are you doing with, who's with you? And the dispensa stuff, I just did another video on that. You can check it out, but I can go into this even in more detail. But step 4, emotions throughout. This is critical. Feel the emotions of having it. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the excitement, the peace. You have to feel it, not just think it. Feel it in your body and train yourself how to do this. Step 5, prepave your day. 2 to 3 minutes, segment in 10 in that meditation, your day unfolding perfectly. See yourself in alignment during every part of your day. How would you show that up? And do this every morning with consistency. And if you do this every single morning for 21 days minimum, you'll hear me talk about this on a lot, where it becomes a habit. And that's where you see the changes. Now, I created a meditation app called Guide because I wanted these meditations to be specific to me. I didn't want to have to go out there and, find all the generic stuff that's out there. I want them to be custom and personalized to me. But when you're trying to manifest something specific, you want a meditation that speaks directly to your situation. At least I did. And with Guide, my meditation app, you can take all the teachings I've talked about, Abraham Hicks or Law of Attraction, getting in the vortex, segmented heading. You can actually create, meditations around those concepts. And they're not just, the only to Abraham, right? But make them about your specific goals. Everything I've talked about in this video can be set up as a custom meditation in less than 2 minutes. If you want to check it out, there's a link in the description. I'll give you a 7-day free trial. You can try it before you buy it. But the principles work whether you use Guide or create your own practice. Okay, either way. The key, though, is consistency. So what can you expect when you use this method? You're going to manifest faster. When you're in the vortex daily, when you're in a vibrational match to what you want, then manifestations happen fast and faster, and you're going to feel better. And this isn't just about getting stuff. It's about feeling good, feeling aligned, feeling purposeful. And when you're in the vortex, you feel amazing. And that's the real win. That's really what we think the stuff is going to give us. So you're going to see evidence. You'll start noticing synchronicity, opportunities, coincidences. that, really aren't coincidences. That's the universe responding to your vibration. It's aligning, it's happening, you're allowing it. And the difference between manifesting and allowing. So here's an important distinction that I really, want to make. Manifesting is the end result. Allowing is the process. Allowing means being open to all possibilities, trusting that it's happening, not forcing it, even when it doesn't look like it, not resisting it, just letting it flow. When you're in the vortex, you're allowing. When you're out of the vortex, you're resisting, thinking it needs to be a certain way on your timeline. Meditation, though, it's going to keep you in that allowing mode. And how do you know you're in alignment? You know you're in alignment when you feel it's already happening. You have absolute confidence. You see evidence of it showing up. When things don't go as planned, you still know it's just part of the process. If nothing happens right away, this is where most people quit. They meditate for a few days or weeks, don't see external results. This was me. And then they stop and go, oh, well, meditation doesn't work or manifesting doesn't work. When nothing happens right away, that's just part of the process. You have to keep focusing. You have to keep aligning. You're kind of overcoming a lot of old limitations and, self-beliefs. You keep allowing. The moment you stop believing and stop doing the practice, it stops manifesting. Trust the process. Stay consistent. Stay in the vortex. All right. So here's what I want you to do. Start tomorrow. Do a meditation, 10 to 15 minutes. Get into the vortex. Visualize what you want is already done. There's suspended meditations. There's, Hicks meditations. You can create your own on guide and have a process that it creates 25 in a row for you day by day and custom to you. Very cool. I've been blown away by it. That's kind of what I've always wanted that I could never find out there. And it's been a game changer for me. I really feel like it's taken my practice, my manifesting, my meditations to a whole nother, level. And I've been able to really stay in that vortex. So the link's in the description. It's GUYDE.io, guide.io. And again, there's a 7-day free trial. Even if you don't have any interest in that, all good. I would love for you to subscribe. I'm going to go into a lot more on how to manifest in meditation as what this channel is about. It's really what I teach is using meditation as an engineering reality platform. How can you engineer and create the reality that you want in your life? And I feel like meditation, guided meditation, is that secret. And that's why I created my app. So thank you so much for watching. Please ask questions. What do you think? How's Abraham been for you? How do you stay in the vortex? I'd love to hear from you. What are some of your things you like about the law of attraction or that you don't like? I probably felt all those things too. Looking forward to being on this journey with you. Thank you so much for watching. Share this with people. If you could like it, that would mean the world. That helps get this out there. And I'll talk to you again here soon. Much love. Bye-bye.